nation. No donation, no salvation.
And remember, respect is everything.
And we're back. So, just another little toy haul that I decided to do because I have a lot of unopened stuff that I haven't been able to look at yet because, mostly because there's just so much of it and I've made so many purchases recently. I still have more LEGO Transformer figures coming on the way, as well as some other stuff I have planned, since I am trying to get back into stop motion, so that should be fun because I do have something planned. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it done successfully, but no harm in trying. But today we'll look at some red figures, since they don't transform, so it'll be easier to look at them, as well as some die-cast cars, like some Hot Wheels and some Greenlight and all that stuff. So let me get organized and we'll get going. Okay, let's look at Starscream first. Since funny story, I actually have the 86 series Coronation Starscream, the one that actually transforms, but the quality control on that one was so bad, I repainted it and turned it into Acid Storm, which I'll show that off here in a second once I get this open. Okay, I got the rest of the accessories out off camera because getting these hands out is a pain in the ass when it really should not be. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get his coronation gear on, if I can figure out how to manage that. I'm a big boy, I can figure this out, I think. Alright, so I got the cape on, just because, screw it, why not? And there it is. So we can get destroyed by Galvatron. But I still have the chair for this, so, I don't know. It might become useful at some point. Do these wings actually angle up? It looks like they kind of do. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that's a good replacement. I was talking about my Acid Storm custom. Let me go get that. So yes, this was my original Studio Series 86 Starscream, but the quality control was so terrible that it pissed me off, and I ended up turning this into the universe version of Acid Storm just because, I don't know, I thought it would look cool. And I already have the Earthrise Starscream, so I really didn't care. Anyway, let's move on to Knockout. Alright, so this one I was looking forward to because it's the Transformers Prime version of Knockout, which was probably my favorite version of this character, which I think is the only version, actually. Well, I mean, there was the movie versions, but those were just scout figures with no purpose other than just to exist and to use the name, I guess. But, I'll be honest, he should have been called Dead End, because that's what he looked like to me. He looked like Dead End, but I guess they didn't have the licenses or something. Because then him and Breakdown's, I guess, little relationship would have made a little more sense, because then they would both have been Stunticons. Okay, I got all the accessories off, the packaging off screen, because, yeah, this packaging, at least, it's not the most user-friendly, although this one's not as bad. Alright, first things first, one thing that kind of throws me off is the color. Now, I don't mind the color, and I'll explain why in a second, but he should be more of a maroon color. So here's the Legacy version, which I keep in car mode, because, I don't know, I just really like the car mode. But yeah, as you can see, he should be more of a maroonish kind of color, kind of like Dead End, ironically. But, I don't mind the bright red, because it reminds me of the Lego version I made, which is based on a different car entirely, but it's still a sports car. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. The only thing that will be different in that video is the wheels, because it was these are newer wheels that I got a hold of. But yeah, I like this because it kind of works. But yeah, this is kind of my own take on the character. He's a different car. I go over all that in the other video. So there's that. Let's see, he's got the wheels that should be on his back. I wanted to get the original Prime version, or I guess the Prime RID version, since Hasbro can't make up their mind on what they want to use that subtitle with, because they've literally used it numerous times. But I don't know. I mean, I never liked that figure because the car mode, or not the car, the robot mode on that one looked terrible. But I mean, this pretty much does what I need it to, so I can live with that. Plus, it is kind of an odd design to recreate. He also came with a bunch of accessories. So Some very creepy looking fingers there. And I really like this one. I like this saw blade. And also that staff from that one episode. Alright, well there he is with the saw blade and that one creepy hand that he comes with. It looks like some claws, which I really like that hand. I don't know. I always like how he turns into this really elegant sports car, but also manages to come off really creepy in the show. But anyway, we'll leave him in the back there with the car mode of himself. So that's nice. Anyway, let's look at some Hot Wheels and some other die-cast cars I picked up recently. Alright, now we got some Hot Wheels. Here we have a tuned 83 Chevy Silverado, and it's not in focus. So I have the blue version of this. It's literally the same truck, just in blue. So let's go and take a look at that. Here's the red one. Go ahead and throw that packaging away. It's a neat little truck. I like the cartoony nature of it. Really nice. The Land Lowrider. Okay. Kind of reminds me of old Chevy Caprice and an Impala. Fused together, but that's probably because of the blocky nature of it. It's another one of the fictional cars, but I like it. Cool car. I like the gold rims. I remember the oh yeah, this kind of rumbles, so that's cool. Next, we got another release of the Batmobile from that new movie that came out a while back. I like the car. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I heard the movie has mixed reactions, though, mostly because of the, I guess, kind of doomer vibe that it has. But I don't know. This is a cool car. I like it. Next, we got some Halloween cars. The Muscle Tone. I only picked up 2 of these because I didn't really care for the other ones. Wow, what is with the packaging on this one? It's like some Fort Knox type deal. God. Alright. I mean, I like this car. I have a few versions of it. Pretty cool. Nice little car. It's got skulls on the rims. It's very, very neat. Overall, cool paint job. Would have been nice if they gave it normal wheels. At least they're the same wheels. But, I get it. It's a theme. Alright, next we got, the Scorcher. You know what's funny? Wasn't Scorchers the name of a racing team in Highway 35? Man, I miss those old 2000s really crappy CG cartoons, because those were so cool back in the day. Oh, Highway 35, Acceleracers, you were unloved for far too long. Nice car. This one actually looks cool. I like this one. This one is more normal looking, so I could probably actually use this for something. You wouldn't know it was Halloween themed until you look at the rims, but even the rims, I mean, you could just say it's, I don't know, an aesthetic choice. So, that's cool. Next, we got some Auto World cars. So here's what year is this one? 1973 Ford Mustang Mach 1. Now, this is personally my favorite year of the Mustang Mach 1, because I think it was the most aggressive looking. I actually have another one of these in blue, but I love this kind of burgundy color. It's very kind of brownish, kind of red color. It's really nice looking. It's very beautiful in person. And yes, the hood opens. God, that is a good car. It's nice. Does it roll? Okay. Not too well, but I'm sure I could probably fix that if I adjusted it. Next, we got another Mustang, a 1986 Mustang SVO. Okay. And then we got a 69 Mercury Cougar XR7. I almost thought it said RX-7, like the Japanese sports car for a second. One thing I noticed about these 2-packs from Auto World is they're a lot cheaper made, because they have plastic wheels and plastic bottoms. But the cars themselves look nice. I mean, I don't think that hood opens, even though it looks like it may have at one point. I like the double-decker spoiler there in the back. I know that was an actual thing that these cars did. Not my favorite era of the Mustang, but it's one that I do appreciate, and I kind of like the body style, so it's cool, I guess. And we got an old Mercury Cougar. I'm a huge fan of this car, because it's a more old-school muscle car. I always thought it was weird how the back reminds me of a Dodge Challenger for some reason. Yeah, they're not exact, but it's similar. It's actually closer to an older Charger, if anything, but it is what it is. Okay, I got that Mustang to roll better. I just had to fix one of the tires, but Rolls perfectly now. Next, we got some Greenlight cars that I wanted to look at. So, the 71 Dodge Challenger from the Mod Squad. I'm not sure what the Mod Squad is. It's probably some old TV show or movie that I'm not familiar with. I know a lot of old stuff, but I don't know everything. So, this is one where I'm genuinely a little mystified. So, either way, it's a cool looking car. I like the white interior. I love white interiors. It's just, I would never own a car with a white interior because cleaning it would probably be a nightmare. And I'd have to pay somebody else to do it because, you know, I would not want to do it. And this is, you know, the funny thing is, I used to work at a car wash for many years, but I ended up quitting that job just because it was a really bad place. It was full of drug addicts and, you know, low lifes, and it wasn't a very good place to be for my mental health, so I ended up just ditching that place entirely, which, it's a shame. It was one of my favorite jobs, but the people that surrounded that area were just, God, it was horrendous, and ugh. Let's take a look at this Challenger. Oh man, that is a nice car. This is my absolute dream car. I prefer the hardtop, but, I mean, this convertible is nice. Ooh, it's the one with the flat hood, too. Because normally they always have that Ram Air hood, or the TA Scoop, or the Shaker hood. But that, oh, I love the flat hood, because then it's like a good platform to, like, add your own stuff to it. But I just love the plain look of that flat hood. I wish I had a roof or something I could put on top of it. But that is a nice car. That's a nice one. This one's actually really good. Does it roll good, at least? Looks like that one tire's a little messed up. It rolls perfectly. Wow. God, the autofocus is having a seizure. Okay, that's a good one. That one's good. All right, never mind. Next, we have the 2011 Ford Mustang GT 5.0 from the movie Drive, which pretty much is the staple film for the aesthetic of most synthwave music videos. But, I mean, I like the movie. It's all right. It's a little slow. It's more of just the aesthetic that people really watch it for. You know, it's very dark and, you know, has a very kind of interesting sort of atmosphere to it. Very kind of synthwave inspired, at least on the packaging anyway. I like the film. It is a very slow film, but there is some good action in it. A lot of blood too, but I mean, it's all right. It's not the best. It's not my favorite Gosling movie, but it's whatever. That is a nice Mustang. I like the, you know, it's black and it's got the fog lights too. This is one of my favorite eras of the newer Mustangs, because it still kind of resembles the original cars, just you know, fatter, I guess, but you know, with the modern luxuries of newer cars. And then they had to ruin it with the I think it was the 2014 version. God, the Mustang was never the same after that. This last one, I've already looked at it before, so I'm just going to show it off real quick. Yes, I got another Ford Taurus from Robocop, so now I have 3 of them, and I am justified. I don't need any more of these things. So I'm probably going to keep this one in the package just because I love the artwork, because it's literally just the cover art for Robocop, and I love those movies. I love the trilogy. I love those TV movies they did. Anything Robocop, I love, except for that crappy 2014 remake. That movie was god-awful and deserves to burn in hell. But the originals, you know, even if the sequels were not that great, and if the TV movies, you know, a lot of people say were terrible, you know, I liked them. And I honestly thought it was hilarious when Robocop appeared in WCW back in the day. I thought that was absolute comedic genius, even though it was ridiculous and stupid. But anyway, that's enough of that. I hope you all enjoyed. I have more stuff coming soon, so you all have a good one.
Hallelujah! Another soul saved!